What does the Game 4 loss mean for the future?
I'll answer all those. Paul George, there is no reason to stay. None. If you're not going to win, why am I staying in Oklahoma City? We know he wants to go to L.A., and this isn't the topic, but here's the thing with Paul George. The best fit to me, basketball-wise, Philadelphia.
I knew it. I knew
that's the best fit. I think look, LeBron's a far better player, but just fit?
Yes.
I think he would fit in more seamlessly than LeBron. But if he's dead set on being in L.A., he'll probably end up with the Lakers. Here's the thing, though. If I'm the Lakers, I would rather have LeBron and Kawhi than LeBron and Paul George.
Maybe they get all three. Just maybe they get all three.
Maybe that happens. Maybe that
for Paul George, wherever he is, it ain't OKC.
No.
So there's the first one. There's the first check.
Carmelo would be nuts to opt out of a $28 million salary for next year. I think he may get the veterans minimum somewhere. It's over. That's not to say he can't go to a bad team and average 15, 16 points a game, but he's done. Like D-Wade, Chris Bosh, it's no slight on him. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He's had a great career.
Yeah, exactly. 15 years. Like, everybody's not LeBron James. We shouldn't start thinking that's the norm, that you're going to be in your prime for 15, 16,
It's coming to
years.
Facebook next week when they're out. Melo versus Time. Time one.
Yes.
Wait, and then quickly do the third one.
Russell Westbrook. I think
unhappy.
Russell Westbrook is made of the same stuff as Allen Iverson. Iverson was like, I want to stay in Philly. If we don't win it, I'm okay with that. I'm going to give my heart and soul trying, and I respect that. I don't think Westbrook will win a ring. I think he'll be in Oklahoma City. And for the Thunder, it's a whole different thing. You had your window to win a championship.
And they won one finals game in the window. That's the killer. You had
your window.
You had a 3-year stretch. You don't even win the lottery, but you still get Kevin Durant.
Yep.
Then you don't win the lottery, but you still get Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka. Then you don't win the lottery, and you still get James Harden. You have all that happen at once, and you make the NBA Finals in 2012. You win Game 1 of the Finals.
And that's
and
it.
You never win another finals game?
And some of it was injuries. Like, everybody looks at Westbrook, Durant. Why didn't they get – well, for several years they weren't together.
Durant hurt his foot 1 year,
yeah. And then Ibaka would be hurt here and there. But
the
here's
3-1
what I think
meltdown against the Warriors.
That was it. That's not all on Russ. Everybody blames Russ. Kevin Durant wasn't great in that meltdown either. So it's on both of them. If I'm the Thunder, here's the thing. I think you just got to build around Westbrook like you did with Iverson. You got a grinder in Steven Adams. Get some tough guys. Get some 3-and-D guys, role players. And I don't think it'll win you a championship, but that's the best shot. But you need an exceptional coach.
Okay,
like Larry Brown was. Billy Donovan's not that.
Because Billy Donovan, what he's doing, and Russell, because I believe personal responsibility. I have seen the greatest players not only develop under a coach, but develop on their own. Russell hasn't done anything the last 3 years to make his game different, to make his teammates any better, and that's an indictment on him, and I don't believe Billy Donovan is the coach of the future for the Thunder.
Here's the concern with your scenario, is by the time you can build that team around him, Russ is 31. Next year,
3-and-D guy. I'm not talking about stars. I'm talking about get some role players, like Houston did.
Right, but then your ceiling is the second round because the NBA is not 2000 anymore. It's not where teams when you don't have the personnel to embrace the math, you better have amazing personnel. That's what OKC thought they were going to do this year. They thought we were going to out-talent you while other teams try to out-efficient you. Now, Houston obviously has a ton of talent as well, but Utah was just taking smarter shots, better shots. Not better players shooting them, but smarter shots. Next year, like you mentioned, Melo's back for $28 million. The year after, you have $64 million to Russ and Steven Adams, and Russ is 31 by then. How does Russell Westbrook's game age? I don't think it ages great.
But what you're thinking of or implying that they should do next season, they kind of did this season.
You had stars this season.
They took stars.
You tried it with stars.
Yeah,
I don't think
you had one star, and then you had somewhat of a role player, which is what Melo turned out to be. But they did it in Houston, and it worked perfectly. Now you want to do it again when we just saw the game plan. It just didn't work. That blueprint didn't work this year for this team.
Houston's roster is totally different. Chris Paul is still a superstar.
Yes.
Now, just because you're paying Chris Paul close to what they're paying Melo, it's not the same.
She was saying Paul George and Chris Paul was
Paul George, but he needs help because he's a wing player. All right? Harden needed help as far as Chris Paul. Paul George needs someone either in the low post or another swing guy to be able to be efficient as he's going to be. Paul George is still a great player. He played great last night. You look at his stat. I mean, he played some basketball last night. I just believe that he has the type of personality that if he was with another star like LeBron, I believe we would see the best out of him.
How do you feel like you build around Russell Westbrook? Because I agree with you. I don't think that team is winning a championship.
I think.
But what do you do other than getting another superstar better than Paul George? Like Kevin Durant was so good that despite Russ's negatives, they still had a shot to win a title. Anybody less than that ability, I don't think you have a chance.
I told Jenna and Nick earlier that as a young basketball player, and I'm sure you can identify with this, my coach taught me, you can't play basketball like you play football, son. I know you're a great football player, but you can't go out there mad. You have to control your temperament, which will control the tempo of the game. If you're going to play point guard, this is what you got to do. If you're not going to do that, I'm going to play you at the 2 or the 3. You can run up and down and be a great athlete, mugging people and everything. But if you're going to play point guard, so for me, Russ, is he going to change his temperament? The thing that Nick loves about him, he's got to be able to change.
He hasn't.
All great players change and evolve.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.